Let the bass kick.
What up, what up, what up, what up? What up, Music City? Disc Golf?
What's going on?
What's up, everybody? Look at me and you with fresh, out of quarantine haircuts.
Oh, no, this isn't a haircut. I'm working on my
Oh, dang, well, it looks clean, man. No, they tans.
Oh,
I keep them clean, though.
I'm just looking clean.
Just keeping it clean. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is episode 83 of the Music City Disc Golf Podcast. It is Monday, June 1st, 2020, a.k.a. the year that we shall never speak of ever again. Thanks, Ruthie.
Hey, there's still got a lot of stuff happening in 2020.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah, for sure.
I know there's a lot of bad. There's a lot of stuff going on right now in the world.
I was joking around with some guys at Seven Oaks yesterday that, you know, in our minds, after we get past this, we'll just compartmentalize everything bad that's happened in the last 10 years and just assign it all to the 2020 file in our memory banks and just never pull it up again, ever. Come on, that was funny.
Yeah, no, I was looking at Ruthie Toothy's comment with the emoji.
Yeah.
Don't mention.
Yeah, we got a good episode for you guys tonight.
I'll try to pay attention to the puns, sir.
No, you should, man. You should definitely pay attention because I'm just swinging for the fences out here. But yeah, we got a cool show for you tonight. We are going to catch up with a former guest of the show, Steve Dodge, who everybody knows, Steve Dodge. We had him on before to talk about the Birdie Disc Golf board game. That when we had him on, the Kickstarter campaign was just kicking off for the game, and we went on to see it have immense success. We had a little test play of our own at your place one day. We invited a couple of the people that listen to the podcast to come join us, and it went on to reach its stretch goals. So all the extra bells and whistles that came with twice the anticipated target goal. And then, of course, the pandemic happened and everything slowed to a halt. And that includes production on the Birdie Disc Golf board game because the way I understand it, several components of the game were being produced in a factory in Wuhan, China. So, there's that.
It seems like that's a center of production.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things are going on.
A lot of things getting made in Wuhan, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're excited to talk to him about that. Let's get right into the weekly break down.
Break it down, man.
Breaking it down. Saturday. Don't know about the shuffle. Stay tuned. Seven Oaks doubles at 2 o'clock in the afternoon with John Williams. That is on and poppin'. Stone Smith smashed hole 4 at doubles this past Saturday for $225, I believe. So let's give him some golf snaps. Very nice, Stoney. And that ace is down to $195.
It's weird because he doesn't play that.
No, rarely. You never see him.
Yeah,
it's hard.
You never see him post.
Hard to catch a brother at Seven Oaks. But yeah, nice backup on this ace pot. It's dropping down a whole $5 from its usual $200 down to $195. So.
Boom.
Go get you some money. Saturday afternoons. Sunday in the morning, we are having singles with Q-Tip. And that's for tags. 9 o'clock at Seven Oaks. Go find Q-Tip and play for singles for tags. That is on and popping. Not sure about the ace. I think it's probably around $200 if I had to wager a guess. Cane Ridge doubles also on Sundays. That's a 2 o'clock round with Robert Zavala. That will be coming back on June 14th as we've got a bag tag coming up. Monday, Squamster's Ferry doubles. The boys are out there getting it on, and girls, hopefully. Not getting it on, but rumbling with the discs if you were, or if you should. Probably not.
Wow.
I'm feeling froggy. I'm feeling froggy
scratch?
Tonight, Dr. Hoy.
Record scratch.
Scratch. Yeah, so that's a $214 ace pot out at Sanders Ferry Park. So go get you some money. Moving into Tuesday, Triple Creek Dubs. That is on and popping. $250 ace pot out there with Case and Newton. So get you some money. And Tuesday night doubles with Dave Griffin at Seven Oaks, as always. And that's on and popping as well. So get you some more money. I think that's...
There's money around.
It's floating. It's in the circumference.
It's getting back rolling again.
Yes. So that's going on. Wednesday night, we got the Wednesday night extravaganza coming back this week. Super excited. Could you tell I can hardly contain it? But we'll be out
June 3rd, people.
That's this Wednesday. Day after tomorrow.
Yes.
So come out to a Seven Oaks, 5 o'clock. We'll probably be out there by 4:30. We're going to have everything out there, bag tags, prizes that you might be waiting to pick up, trophies, shirts, any goodies that you are looking for. We got your MCDG goodies fix.
Hand
Sanny. So
masks.
Mask, gloves. You guys know the deal. This is under social distancing protocols, so we'll be sending out groups of 4 as they arrive. Please try to bring exact change or be prepared to pay digitally, whether that's through PayPal or with a card. We will be set up to accept both. But come out and see us.
Yeah.
Also going on tomorrow night, Cedar Hill doubles, random draw doubles. If playing singles for tags is not your speed tomorrow, check out the guys at Cedar Hill. Not sure what the ace pot is, but I bet it's fat. Also, the Duck River boys running random draw doubles down there at Henry Horton State Park. They now have split their bounties because they had gotten up over 500. So now I think they have 4 bounties, each at $251, and then hole 12 is at $336. So, holy potatoes, go get you some money. There's a whole lot of money out there at Henry Horton. And stay tuned for their next round out at Collins Creek Flyway. Still learning. Ace pot at $100 when they're out there. Thursday night, we've got White House doubles, random draw doubles with Lance Kirby at White House Park. And that is currently a $240 ace pot, so get you some money. And big news coming to White House, we are going to be hosting, for the first time ever, Independence Dubs falls on a Saturday, 4th of July.
Pew, 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 pew.
And we're going to White House. How about that? You see that play on words? Independence doubles, White House.
Independence Dubs at White House?
It's going to be off the chain. And I just got a look at the first rendition of our stamp from Kevin at DD today, and it's looking fresh. So, and nice. I'm going to keep a lid on this one, but we may have one more big announcement right behind it regarding White House. Stay tuned for that. We're going to confirm it this weekend.
Oh,
so excited!
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten to tell you
what
about
that
it.
Is.
So, look forward to hearing about that. That's what we've got for your weekly breakdown, guys. This past weekend, Battle at Birdie Ridge. I think that's the 11th annual Battle at Birdie Ridge. Ed and Kim's place, Flying Colors Disc Golf out in Woodbury. Saw the pictures. The weather was fantabulous. The round, the golf
nice.
Looked phenomenal. The course looked amazing, as it normally does, but just in that beautiful sunshine. As often is the case, I really wished I could have made it out to Ed and Kim's this past weekend. But thank you to everybody that went and supported Flying Colors Disc Golf. Ed and Kim are good friends of the show and of us, and we love them. We love to see golf happening out there at Birdie Ridge again. And big news coming up with them, too. We've got the Straight Outta Quarantine weekend coming up on July 11th and 12th.
Ooh.
The 6th annual All Good at Ogwood is hitting its makeup date Saturday, July 11th, and then we're right behind them on Sunday, the 12th, with the makeup date for Event 3 in our bag tag series out at Ogwood. So 2 days.
Get out there.
Man, we got a lot of Ogwood coming up. We got J-Ray I just posted today. J-Ray's coming back to town.
I saw that.
Socially distanced at Ogwood. So that's the last weekend of this month. June 27th and 28th. J-Ray will be out at Ogwood. Singles on Saturday. Bring your own partner doubles on Sunday. Pre-registration is live at Disc Golf Scene. Go check it out. And MTDGA's got some news. Skeeter Heater's coming back on July 19th. So look out for that. And also, Thursday night dubs at Barfield and Monday dubs at Sharp Springs are both on. I think that's $10 all in for both of those. So if you're south of town, go check out MTDGA's weeklies. Man, we had a lot of aces this week. Jack Perkins hit Cedar Hill hole 11 for $560.
Ooh.
So get you some money, Jack.
I feel like I always try too hard and I turn something over up the hill on that hole.
Right.
So that's That's a tough one.
Trey Batson got him a tee-pad jump putt on hole 1 at Ethan Page, so golf snaps for Trey Batson.
Boom!
We mentioned Stone. Rick Garner hit hole 16 at Cedar Hill. I don't believe that was a money round, but that's still a nice ace, so golf snaps there.
Hey, I believe that's maybe his first ace.
I think so.
I saw that post. So let's big shout out. I mean, he just started playing recently. I think he was telling me at one of the MCDG test events, the first one. So that's good to see him up and coming. And he's getting into it, playing enough, getting that ace.
Yes. And last but not least, our homie K-Man hitting hole 13 at Cane Ridge. Also don't think that was a money round, but always nice to see K-Man banging aces.
Yeah, let's give it up for K-Man.
Give it up for K-Man.
Hole 13, I would like to hear – I would look on that. I didn't see what the shot shape was. I'm trying to think of hole 13 at Big Cane.
Yeah. I mean, most likely whatever it calls for, that's what K-Man did. So, pro route. One more thing I want to mention. I've got our guest, the illustrious Steve Dodge, waiting in the wings, but I wanted to mention, just for clarity and clarification's sake, full disclosure, some unfortunate things happened. Some disagreements were had. And Philip Dawson and I are no longer in control of the old Ogwood Private Disc Golf Course Facebook page, so a new one has been created. We lost control of it. It was scheduled for deletion, so I've backed up all the photos, created a new one. That's where everything's going to be posted to from now on. And the only administrators on that page will be me and Philip. So everything is good to go there. And if you haven't already followed the page, you can find links to it just about everywhere. On the Nashville page is the Music City Disc Golf page, is my page. Follow that page so you can stay up to date on Ogwood. Oh, how's your week been, Dr. Hoy?
I just saw somebody in the Facebook feed say, "I'm listening." Topper fan. I don't know who that is, but I just gave the hugging emoji on that.
Very nice.
My week's been good. I was working this weekend, and it's the hospital's picking up. So we have the COVID-19. And then there weren't as many people coming in for other issues. I mean, a lot of COVID-19 testing. But now we've had the hospitals more in full swing. Elective surgeries are happening. People are out of school. So when kids are out of school, they can have extra time to get in trouble, is like falling out of stuff, trees and whatnot. And so we've been busy.
Nice. Fighting the good fight.
Everybody's doing well. All our patients that came in with, they're doing well. So.
That's always good to hear. I see we've got...
And then I'm going to try to get out and play some disc golf actually this week. I got to get back into the swing of things for the bag tag coming up. I mean, obviously Wednesday we got the Wednesday night tags, but got to get out there, get the putts going, make sure I still know how to throw some discs. So, yeah. Boom.
Dope, man. I miss you. I'm glad I get to hang out with you again on Wednesday. I'm excited about that.
Definitely. Everybody, it'll be good to get on back there to Wednesday night tags.
Look at this. We got Marcus trying to jump in. I don't have him on audio or video. And now we've got Steve Dodge joining us as well.
Nice.
See how this is going to go here. Hello there, Mr. Dodge.
Hello there. How are you?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful. Another beautiful day.
The weather is lovely here. It looks lovely there as well. Hi, Marcus. Marcus just joined us too. Say hi, Marcus. Can't hear Marcus. But yes, Steve, man, it has been a while. We were just talking a little bit before you jumped on. The last time we had you on, you were just launching the crowdfunding campaign for Birdie, and it went on to experience smashing success. And then, of course, this COVID-19 little pandemic thing happened, and everything came, like most things in life, came to a screeching halt. So catch us up, man. Tell us what that experience was like for you, seeing everybody show such tremendous support for the game, and then just to have it all come crashing down.
Well, let's focus on the support. The first thing that I want to say is that you guys, Smashbox, Paul, Simon, a bunch of people jumped on board early and made this whole thing happen. It was super duper fun having you guys be a part of it. I loved you guys were by far the most in depth. There's a lot of background noise. Should I go inside or is this okay?
I can hear you okay.
Okay. You guys asked a lot of really good in-depth questions. Kudos to you guys for doing a fantastic job. And you guys obviously love games, obviously love disc golf, did some research, asked me some questions beforehand to get a feel for where we were going to go. It was wonderful. And all of that led into tremendous support from the disc golf community. We'd never made a board game before. Todd, when I say we, I mean Todd and I, and our company, Boda Brothers. And you guys came on board and said, we want to give these guys a shot. And the entire disc golf community jumped on board, and we had a $40,000 goal. And as I'm sure you know, we cleared over $90,000. And we've sold probably another 100 games since then. Did you know the number 90,000?
I didn't. I knew that it had hit the $80,000 stretch goal. I didn't know how far in excess of that you made it.
Yeah, so we ended up clearing over 90,000.
That's awesome.
And it was phenomenal. As I said, the support's been crazy.
For everybody that says there's no money in disc golf, eat it.
You know what's really fun is thinking about the number of people that are genuinely employed in the sport now. We're blowing up in a lot of ways. It's super fun.
Yeah.
So when I look at the amount of support that we got, and I will go ahead and tell you that Todd and I were fudging our numbers. We had our original internal release date was mid-March. And we were very, very excited to get people this game way ahead of schedule. And then COVID hit. The interesting thing is that COVID hit in China right around the time that Chinese New Year was coming up. And so we weren't able to get things going that week or two before Chinese New Year hit. And then Chinese New Year hit, and so we lost another couple weeks. And then China was closed, so we couldn't get all the parts, which we had dice and chips made over in China. And then COVID hit over here, and it was just a calamity of issues. And we're really happy to be over. I think in about 2 hours, we will officially be over all of these little calamities, because I have something very exciting to show you guys that nobody else has ever seen.
Okay. Well, now the suspense has mounted. So what's our exclusive that we get to talk to you about tonight?
So today, literally today, we got the final executed product. Todd and I both got 6 samples of the game, and I have them right here in front of me.
Oh, it's like Christmas morning. Look at that.
It is. This game has been opened once just to review the contents. Todd and I will be going through it in detail today. I'm going to see if I can do this. And then we can do this, and I can...
Oh, yeah. An unboxing. You are too kind,
an unboxing. Sir. So we've got the back of the game right there.
That is lovely.
And it's as we all know, because we hit our stretch goal, it is the Paul McBeth Course Record Edition. Paul McBeth shot a 45 on the Maple Hill Golds, which was insane. May never be reached again. So we open it up, and we've got a rule book. Really fun.
Oh, that's so much more convenient than trying to find the right PDF in your email. We still got you, Steve?
Did we lose him?
Hey, Marcus. Looks like...
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing, buddy? It looks like his connection lagged for a second, so good opportunity for me to say hi to you.
How's your day going?
Going well. Going quite all right.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Looking out the door at some gorgeous
What's up, boy?
weather.
Is that Jay?
That's Zachary Hoy, and he is listening.
That's Zach. Hey, Zach, how you doing?
I'm listening. I'm doing well, man.
Good to see you finally. I haven't seen your face in forever.
I know. I've been working some of these Monday shifts, and it's been busy.
I didn't know you worked. I thought you were like a family man. You just sat at home and watched the kids. You worked? No way.
Hey, Steve's back.
Hey,
Steve's back. Okay.
I think Steve's back. I saw him. Can we hear him?
I got nothing.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me, Steve? Looks like he jumped back in just in time to freeze again.
Nice. Of course.
So, yes. How's your week, Marcus?
Oh, I've been living in suspense since last episode. HB Clark was on. We had the little conversation where, people on the wait list, big names were behind me. I didn't know who the big name was. Can I do a shout out? Who the big name was behind me?
Yeah.
Calvin Heimberg. So he was like right behind me. So if I see him there, then it means somebody else gave up their spot. You know what that means?
It means you get in.
It means I'm already in, buddy.
Hell yeah.
I may be riding down with Kentucky native Mikey Harold, who's recently been a good addition to our disc golf community, and Justin Brunel.
Brunel?
We may all be riding down together. Yeah. Something really funny if you look on the Tennessee State disc golf page. I mean, as far as like the championship and look at all the ratings. Woo,
Yeah, I'm looking at the page right now.
I didn't know what my rating was until.
Hey, we got Therese in there too. I'm excited to see he's been moving up.
Therese actually reached out to me and he asked me for advice on some backhand tips and some disc golf tips. And I was just about to give him some, and I saw that he was going to Tennessee State. And I was like, you know what? I can't give you any advice right before a big tournament. I'm sorry. That'll really ruin your tournament.
Yeah, that can be tough. You
can't go into a disc golf tournament of this magnitude trying to incorporate some new techniques that you just learned like a week before. So if Therese sees this episode, I'm definitely going to hit you up right after the Tennessee State Championship so I can help you out a little bit, but not before because I don't want to ruin your game. You can't blame it. You won't be able to blame it on me.
Marcus, you'll have to take some footage while you're down there. Maybe we can throw some videos up on the post-produced podcast the week after. That'd be dope.
Sounds awesome. I'll be taking 2 cell phones, so we'll have plenty of footage.
I got 2 phones, one for the tourney and one for the pod.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, can you hear us now? Is this thing working?
I can. It's nice to have you guys back.
You too.
My phone decided that would be a good time to cut out.
Well, all's well that ends well. It all comes out in the wash. We took an opportunity to say hi to our co-host and friend Marcus that was just able to join us, and we're all caught up with him now. So now we've built the suspense even more for the unboxing.
Yes, we have. And I got to say, Marcus sounds like he's all set. He's going to use all those new discs and new techniques right before tournament. Yeah. Perfect option.
I will be making like at least 30 to 40 putts a day before the tournament, just outside with the old basket. No chains on the basket either. Just like just me in the basket, the pole, no chains.
I think you're going to be all kinds of set.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna do a quick unboxing here. I'll flip my phone around if I can. Can you? Yeah, I can do that here.
I think so.
Yeah, there we go. So
man, that thing is legit.
We've got the. This is so ridiculous. I was not in tears while I was sitting on my coffee table.
That's got to be like a spiritual experience pulling that thing out the first time.
It was very odd. Definitely worth thinking about. And so we've got all the dice. You got your six-sided dice, your 20-sided dice. If you get the expansion pack, you've got your four 10-sided dice. And then we've got your base game karma cards right here. I haven't opened these, but I know they're in there. And then you've got all of your player cards, one of which is Paul McBeth, one is Simon, and then there's 8 other players. These are the expansion cards, all 100 of them. We've got a scorecard. There we go. There's this, I don't know if you can see the scorecard there.
Yeah.
And then we've got, and it's interesting because people have commented that this is a very heavy game. And the reason is because we have 3 game boards here.
Mm-hmm.
So we can open up one of these. Oh, well, let's finish this real quick.
Are those made out of genuine maple?
Yes, 100% maple.
Is everything sealed with syrup?
Yes, syrup is 100%. Everything is wrapped in sap. It's I'm sorry, it's sap, not syrup.
Yeah, there you go.
We didn't boil it down. So we've got the Disc Golf Strong warm-up zone. We've got your little how do you play legend, and then inside the box, the last thing is all of the chips. So these are the punch chips. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. So you just punch these out. It's funny. I don't want to punch it out. I want to keep it pristine.
that one should go in like a hermetically sealed chamber.
And so you've got your focus chips, your driving chips. You got your go for it chips down there. You've got your, if you have big distance, oops, you can't see me point. If you have big distance, you get the T chips. And then, and the other ones were putting chips over here. Yeah. And then there's some extra baggies in the box for the chips after you punch them out.
Well, that's thoughtful of you.
Put all that back, put all that back in, put all these pieces back in. So this is a very exciting day. We'll be announcing tomorrow. We're going to go through all this and make sure everything's correct.
Yeah.
We'll be announcing tomorrow on Facebook and the Kickstarter page that these things, that this exists. But you guys timed it perfectly. And here we go. So there is the game board.
That is so nice.
And we can see hole 1 here at Maple Hill. You're starting at the tee, and then you got to clear the pond if you can, and get out there into Garrett Girthy land, and then try to hit your 90-foot putt. And that is where we are.
Man, Steve, to see it all in reality, like it's actually in human hands. I mean, I'm nowhere near as emotionally invested in this thing as you are, and I feel like I've taken part in the birthing of a beautiful child. This is great news.
And indeed you have, because you helped this whole process start. And so did 1,000 plus other disc golfers who said, we want this project to exist. Without, I mean, that's the one thing that is super special about this whole community is we all give to each other so that we can all succeed. And it makes, I mean, when I look at Maple Hill, I feel that way. When I look at Marshall Street, I feel that way. When I look at the Pro Tour, I feel that way. Vibram Disc Golf, there's still a strong Vibram Disc Golf community. And then this Birdie Disc Golf is just the next iteration. And I'm just super lucky to have been able to be in this sport for so long and get the support of so many great people.
Yeah, that is super encouraging, man. In an age of social media and when trolling and all this stuff has become so prevalent online, like to see the family really go to bat for something that that not only is just another cool addition to the world of disc golf, but just, you know, something for you having come away from the Pro Tour, and then this is obviously, you know, with you and Todd, this is your next big endeavor, your next big push. To see it get that crazy an amount of support, what was that like for you when you started? I mean, like, I know that coming up on the first projected date or whatever, I was trying to follow all the update emails as close as I could, but it was like coming up on the date, it was like, yeah, we're definitely going to meet the $40,000 goal. Like that looked firmly within your grasp. But then by the day of, it was way beyond that, and it was like there was a huge surge of support that came in right at the last minute. So tell us a little bit about that.
That's exactly right. We hit 40,000 with about a week to go. And when the initial announcement came out and Paul Macbeth helped us, we hit probably on the order of 20 to 30,000 pretty quickly. And then we got to 40,000 a couple weeks later, especially with the help of Simon Lazat's video. And then we were kind of inching up, and we got probably close to about 60,000 with 2 or 3 days to go. And some people started believing we could hit this 80,000. And what that meant is that we could make 5,000 of these games, and we could make them, and that means you can make them in the U.S. affordably. And those last couple of days, I was actually at Todd's house. We were celebrating Christmas, and it was truly a magical time. We were actually downstairs playing Settlers of Catan with the family, and after every game, we'd go and hit refresh and be like, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna do it!" And it was I have goosebumps. It was just one of those magical times.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. And to see it now finally, I mean, how scary was it? Because I mean, you got all that support, and then everything is like, couldn't have been this successful in your wildest dreams, I would imagine, and everything's moving forward better than expected, and then coronavirus, and of course, all the stretch goals allowed for the majority of the components to be made in the U.S., but there were still some key items that were being made in Wuhan. Is that correct? Like ground zero?
That is not. They were not made in Wuhan. They were made in. I don't know how to pronounce it, but maybe Szechuan.
Okay, yeah, Szechuan sauce.
Seems like maybe that. It seems like that. Yes. You know how I am with food.
That's where it all comes back.
I was wondering about the extras that were in the Kickstarter of like play a game with one of the pros, or I guess.
Yep.
And now we might have to do social distancing edition. Thinking about the Disc Golf Valley has been big. But I was wondering, were some of those, did people back some of those bigger cost items with the?
There was one person, and actually without this we still would have made it, but it would have been really close. There wouldn't have been anywhere near this excitement. But one person did put in 5,000, and Paul Macbeth and Hannah will be joining Todd and I, and we'll all be flying out to his disc golf gaming ranch, and we will be playing the game with him and delivering the game and 4 shirts and having a very fun time. He invited us out for the weekend and said he's got thousands of games, and it sounds like an amazing opportunity. And presuming that he's okay with it, I expect we're going to have some really nice, fun posts about that.
Yeah,
weekend.
I gotta see this. This sounds pretty intense and exciting.
The question's going to be, when are we able to do that? And that's something that, as soon as we get the game that I'm sitting here holding and I can't stop touching, as soon as we get this game finalized and in production, we'll be able to start those conversations. But yeah, there was one of those that helped. The excitement level was just through the roof when that came in, because we're sitting at probably 62, 65,000, and all of a sudden it's 67, 70,000, and you start thinking this could really happen. So like, he helped push us up to that next level and make people believe.
Awesome.
Well, man, I'm overjoyed that we were able to play some kind of small role in the process of getting that thing off the ground, because I'm excited to play it just on a personal and selfish level, but I just really do believe that it is it's such an interesting addition to the world and the universe of disc golf. I mean,
yeah, it really is.
You look at everything else that you've ever been into as a kid, like Star Trek. There's Star Trek board games and card games and all that stuff. Anything that you can think of has a game, a video game, a board game, a card game. Disc golf, the video game thing is kind of sort of taken off in a way, but just this, as legit and streamlined and as complex and as strategically oriented, and with all the thought that's been put into it, this is, I think it just really puts disc golf over the top in terms of legitimacy in a really special way.
Seeing this game on a shelf in a store is going to be really special. And I want to say 2 things. Number one, I wouldn't say that your part in this was necessarily small. You guys, and I'm not joking, because you guys were the first disc golf media outlet to reach out and say, we want to promote this. We want to be a part of helping this happen. So that, in my opinion, the first media outlet to look at something and say this matters is no small thing. So I genuinely say thank you. You guys helped make this happen. The other group that helped make...
I was just going to say, I'm glad we could, man. We got our finger on the pulse, you know.
Yeah. Yes, you do. The other group that helped make this happen was all of our testers. We had about 30 or 40 people who printed out probably close to 60 pages and cut out cards and taped together boards and played this game 5 to 10 times with various group sizes. And we had tremendous email chains, crazy back and forths regarding what does this card mean? What if these two cards are played together? The instructions were, I wrote probably 30 different final versions of the instructions. By far the most complicated book I've ever written. And sending it to all these testers and having them have no idea what the game was about, but being willing to jump in that pool and say, I want to give this a go. My hat off to every one of them. They were phenomenal.
When we had you on the show before and when we tested the game, we were still only audio only for the podcast. But over the last few months, actually just before the pandemic, we had incorporated a video component and we've got our own dedicated recording space thanks to our friend Marcus Rogers. And so now that we've got video capability, once we have this in our hands, I fully think that we should definitely throw another podcast party and just do a special bonus edition of the show or something, live stream a group of us playing the game. I think we had 5 people when we played it. Is that right, Dr. Hoy, when we were at your house and you printed all that stuff?
Yeah, we had 5 people, but we had another 5 people that were trying to get in and play. Yeah. And we actually had an ace in that game, so or maybe 2 aces. It was exciting. I got excited.
One was borderline because we finished. We ended up calling the round at hole 7, and then as we were kind of moving away from the table, Blake played hole 8 solo and aced it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
but I don't know if that's like a second shot ace. I don't know if that counts. I don't know. It's not going on his rating.
So the only thing I'll say, when you guys broadcast playing the game, make sure to have a throw cam, a catch cam, and a reaction cam.
Oh, man. I don't know. We're going to have to hire a producer for this.
So I will say, again, thank you guys very much for helping to make this happen. It was it's been a dream of mine and my brothers to make board games all our lives. And I had no idea that there was even going to be 1 year ago today. I never would have guessed there was going to be an opportunity for this to happen. And I, from the bottom of my heart, I thank everybody in this community for helping Todd and I recognize a dream of ours.
Well,
well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you all.
Go for it, Marcus. You were going to say something.
Well, I guess so. The only thing I've ever done, like it's insurmountable, anything on this level. I did a disc golf training, instructional at a school. And this kind of feels like what I was going for there, like something that's going to take off and, kind of pass back and forth between playing the board game and introducing more people to the sport, growing the sport, getting more different people involved. Like exposure is really hard to do these days. And, when people are staying at home, it's definitely something when people are all of a sudden creating courses in their backyard, trying to make a game out of it. They're doing putting competitions. They're using video outlets as well as they can. And as soon as I saw this video game and Will saying we're going to do it on the podcast, I can't wait. I'm bubbling over here myself. So congratulations to you. I know exactly what you mean when you said you wrote the rule book over 30 times. I've definitely endured trying to go through creations of my own. And that's something I feel passionate about. When you follow through with something, the easiest thing you can do is quit. It's so easy to quit, but following through and like going all the way and actually going through the door and actually, getting, whether it be your business license or an LLC in this case, getting your board game off the ground into your hands, like as you're holding it right now, and you're actually sharing your experience with us. I think that's amazing, man. So thank you all. Thank you very much, and hats off to you all.
Thank you, Marcus. And that video project, I suspect, was very fulfilling when it was finalized.
Oh yeah, you know, the more things you do in life, the more fulfilled you'll be.
So I do want to clarify, because I think it's worth clarifying. The instructions were finalized before I rewrote them 30 times.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's got to be stressful.
I remember sending out. Yeah, I remember sending out the quote final copy, and then the next day we had 2 pages of changes, and I said, okay, this is the final copy, and easily lost count from the changes past that point. It was ridiculous. There's so many great people helped. I want to give Mark Verocchi a shout out. He's in San Diego, and he does a lot of our initial testing on, well, I should say a lot. We have 1 game, but we have a couple of other games in development, and he's actually working on one of those right now. And he's actually helped with another project that I will be announcing. I should say we will be announcing probably in about a week or 2.
Yeah.
So we've got some other nice disc golf related stuff that keep an eye out.
Well, you know, if you're ever looking for a place to drop another exclusive, I'm a text message away.
Look for a text.
Just not even saying, just saying, you know. So
Right.
What's the timeline looking like now on release for different levels of backing and for different things like that? I know
So
just at the beginning of the month, like right now, you've got your production sample, and you're going to be soon swamped and buried in boxes in your garage trying to get stuff out.
Correct.
So,
Yep. Happily, I've actually already had some people volunteer to help. So that process, again, the disc golf community just steps up. We support each other, and we make everything work really great. The timeline right now, and we'll announce this tomorrow on our Facebook page and Kickstarter page. But I can't even presume that this is right. So I don't even want to go there yet, because Todd and I we're going to get on the phone tonight. He has copies. I have copies. We're going to go through this piece by piece, and we're going to make sure the game's right. And then I'll say tomorrow on our Kickstarter page and our Facebook page, we'll announce. We will either have a sad announcement, which I don't expect, or we will announce our schedule.
Sweet. Well, we can
So
say
I don't want to say early July, late June, early July. I don't want to say that out
Yeah,
loud.
I get you. Yeah, that's almost like cursing it at this point with everything that's happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't have to say that, but clearly, as you can tell by this episode of the podcast, it exists. It's a real thing. So for all you guys out there that back this on Kickstarter, breathe a big sigh of relief. Your desperation at the need to finally play this game will soon be met with manifestation of all of our dreams come true. We're all really excited to play the game. I know tons of other people are, especially the people that backed it on Kickstarter. It's just so cool to finally see it in 3D and not like in a mock-up graphic designed image. That's just so wicked. I can't wait to play it.
I'm just wondering, the MVP Open at Maple Hill, August 28th through 30th, possibly, you know, the winner of that or having something to do with the board game or signing a copy and auctioning off, or I can see something with the board game at that tournament. Not sure what it is going to be yet.
I will say before COVID hit, we were planning on having a birdie game night at the event, but that has been that is sort of a lot of plans have been put on hold.
Yeah, that's true.
We're not even sure we're going to be able to have spectators at this point.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
We shall see, but there's a lot we can do now. Now that the game exists, there's a lot more we can do.
Yeah,
man, I'm just thinking of this, and of course, nobody listening hold me to this in a contractual sort of way. But we're in a spot now as we're planning the Music City Open this year with all the changes that have happened. We've gone ahead and released a blanket statement for all of our remaining events this year, just saying that we're going by social distancing protocols and we're not going to have any ancillary gathering type events. But as we're going forward, things are being softened here in Nashville. So it's highly likely that come September, things will be kind of looking a little bit more normal, and a little bit more interaction might be legally allowed or advisable at least. So I'm definitely interested and into the prospect of coming up with some kind of creative way to incorporate some games, some rounds of birdie, like some get-togethers at certain places that are board game friendly. I know Tailgate Brewery has like a board game night and all that stuff. They love for people to come out there and hang out. Maybe we can think of something cool like that.
We've had some tournament directors reach out to us, and we'll be utilizing the game as CTPs. And then we'll also be, they just want to, so one guy mentioned putting it in the players pack, but I think that'd be a little expensive. We'll have to see if that comes through or not. But there's opportunities for events to utilize the game as a cool players pack item or a CTP item or a win your card item. And we love to work with event directors and make things like that not too hard to make happen.
Well, at the very least, Steve, as we go forward, remind me if we don't talk about it again, but maybe I could come up with a way where I could get a stack of those games and we could put them in the Music City Mega Raffle and get them in some other folks' hands that way too. I think that'd be good.
Absolutely. I'm confident we'll be able to make something like that happen.
So my next question for you, with, I'm just having been kind of intimately involved in all the recent announcements and decisions by the PDGA regarding the National Tour Series and stuff like that, and then seeing the reaction of people on social media, have you, throughout this process of everything kind of being up in the air and set back with really no end or resolution in sight at certain times, have you had any kind of influx of people demanding refunds and getting irate about everything getting delayed? Have you had to deal with any of that, or has everybody just been kind of universally supportive of the situation?
In general, people understand all of the reasons for all of the confusion. I will say we got lucky because our registration opened during the COVID crisis. Right. So we didn't have anybody say, hey, I already signed up and I'm not coming. That kind of went away because people signed up during, it was mid-pandemic. I will say that Jeff Springs, Seth Bentley, the whole Pro Tour crew, Mo over there in the media side, those guys have done a phenomenal job from my perspective. I'm not intimately involved anymore. But from my perspective as a Disc Golf Network subscriber, those guys have done an amazing job keeping people informed, keeping people excited, throwing in a couple new events, so they still have 11 events. Just hats off to those guys. They've really pulled it together and kept this whole thing very, very exciting for the past couple of months.
Yeah, I've been really excited to see the most recent announcements from the Pro Tour. Just the DD Open, kind of kicking things back off, bringing a couple newer events back into the fold to maintain the 11 events. And everything seems to be scheduled in a way that, I mean, even in a landscape where you've got hundreds of tournaments trying to reschedule all at once, it seems like for the ones that are most significant to the people on the road, this might actually work out in a somewhat reasonable circuit for people to hit some big events and try and salvage something of a season this year.
For sure. The Pro Tour's always been focused on making disc golf a viable job opportunity for the best discers in the world. And when, the fact that COVID hit doesn't change that goal. The goal of the Pro Tour is still to make things as doable as possible for the pro players. So they're always going to focus on that, and I'm very glad that they did a good job of it.
In terms of the board game, what about on that side of things? Was there any kind of has everybody just been kind of? I mean, you would think at this point with everything that's been postponed and canceled that people would kind of have gotten the memo and realized that, you know, main bullet point of the presentation here is nobody knows what's happening and nobody's gonna know what's happening for some time. I mean,
I can count on my hand on one hand. I could count on a Simpson's hand the number of people who have complained or asked for a refund. Everybody is really understanding, very patient. We initially we were making our posts on Facebook, and somebody pointed out we needed to make them on Kickstarter as well. And this is our first Kickstarter project, so that was new to us. And now we're updating. We actually update Kickstarter first now, and it's everybody understands and everybody's supportive. So
awesome.
I mean, when 3 out of 1,000 people complain, that's nobody.
So there is hope.
It's easy to handle.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, and it could just probably be my the specifics of my designated role in this thing, but for me, you see so much of that. Like people just immediately flip the switch and want to get angry and.
Well, you got to look at where are they coming from? That's the first thing you got to figure out. Where are they coming from? Because I maybe have heard more than 3 negative things, but I didn't recognize them as negative.
Right. Yeah.
Because people are coming from a space that's not a positive space, and you just have to ask them a couple of questions, and they just turn right around and say, "Oh, I didn't think about that," and it's all of a sudden not a negative thing at all.
Yeah.
So we all have good days and bad days.
Yeah, for sure. I always try to, stay cognizant of the fact that you never know what's going on in somebody else's universe also when you're having those.
100%. Yeah. Well said.
So
Will, I apologize. I'm down to I have my phone plugged in and I've dropped from 20% to 12. So this baby's going down fast. If you have a couple more questions, I'd love to answer them, but I have a feeling I'm just going to lose my phone. So.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, I'll just go ahead and get this out of the way. Thank you so much for showing us the game, for the unboxing, and for just allowing us to help be a springboard for the project. It's been fun watching this whole thing come to fruition. Yeah, so just so that's said, and if we lose you at some point, we lose you, and if you decide you need to just jump off in a hurry at any point, just say the word. But I am going to jump into another question. Because I'm not versed, I've spent so much time recently kind of wrestling with all the information coming from the Tennessee government and trying to get sanctioning back up and running here and working with HB and with our state coordinator and all this stuff, trying to get all our ducks in a row to get disc golf happening again here in Tennessee. And I'm not versed in what the restrictions were like in New England and in Massachusetts, and what your guys' projections as far as phases of a reopening or anything like that. How is Maple Hill and that area? Because I know some states are deferring to county governments. What's everything looking like at Maple Hill right now?
So Massachusetts was closed down, I'm going to say early April, maybe around the 7th. And that included everything. And the golf courses, the Golf Course Association, maybe of Massachusetts, made a push to try to get golf courses opened up with some restrictions. And on May 8th, 10 days before everything else was allowed to open up, golf courses were allowed to open up. And we chose to fall under that decision as a golf course. So it worked out well. Again, we got pretty lucky. We'd been developing a tee time system. And so when they announced, I think they announced May 7th that we could open up, and then we ended up opening May 8th. And we implemented a tee time system on that day. And then on May 8th, I believe we were basically sold out. And we limited the number of people that could come play. And since May 8th, we have been under a tee time system. You can go on to maplehilldiscgolf.com and reserve a tee time right now. And it's been going very well. In fact, again, very few people, I can't say nobody, but very few people have had negative reactions. And I believe Maple Hill is going to maintain tee times. So if you want to come on a busy weekend in the summer, you can reserve your tee time and make sure you've got a spot. You won't have to wait in line, and it's going really, really well.
That's good. It was a big, daunting task, and thankfully it was one that I knew was going to need to be undertaken back when we first suspended play at the end of March. And since then, me and the team have been kind of trying to nail down specifics of the best way to go forward and protect everybody and still be able to maximize the level of play and everything. And for certain reasons, tee times are hard to move to, just because that's, big shotgun start events like our bag tag series, that when 180 plus people can come out and everybody's hanging out at the pavilion. Those are the few some of the few times that our huge club actually comes together in a big way and gets to spend time together. But we've been in a place for years where these events are getting so big that we're having to do so many new and taxing things to try and accommodate these bigger fields. For years, it was we were adding temporary holes to the layouts and mangling the courses just to get extra groups in. Then we've separated our amateur and pro fields into morning and afternoon rounds. And it's just getting to the point where, honestly, tee times are going to be the only reasonable, feasible way to carry forward. And because you look at it like this, if we run tee times from 8 in the morning to 3:30, we can reasonably, it's unsanctioned, so we could get 180 players, scheduled that way.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. Yep, that's exactly what all the Pro Tour events plan for. Yeah.
And so for efficiency's sake and all those things, it seems like a great idea, but it's for me, I was a philosophy major, so I'm looking at the grand scope of all this, and it's the way the sport is growing, the way we're working to grow it, but I'm always trying to be careful not to do anything or make decisions that are going to cause us to lose the spirit of what we love about it at the same time. And that's one of those things where it's I'm almost lamenting certain attachments to that decision. You know what I mean? Where it's and we've had support for the tee times idea already. People saying this is the way it should be forever. And it's well, let's consider, that that's going to be one less opportunity. You get to see all your friends at one time. And so.
The thing, at Maple Hill, we're very lucky in that we have, as I'm sure hole 18, which is basically a stadium hole for disc golf. We've got the bleachers there. We've got the sap house there. People line the fairways. And that is our congregation where everybody can come and be social together. This year is going to be different because probably won't have spectators. So at Maple Hill, we go to tee times. And when your round is done, you're able to hang out there. There's a beer vendor, there's a food vendor, and you can just have fun for the rest of the day watching the cards come in. So the concept of hanging out in between rounds and after the round has gone away and been replaced with just a big party as the lead cards are coming in.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is the top 4 players will always be involved in that party.
Yeah.
they're on the course.
Yeah, that makes sense. Silver linings. That's another one that should be a hashtag after the pandemic. It's
100%.
Uncertain times, silver linings, thoughts and prayers. Well, man, I'm very grateful that you have once again taken the time to chat with us.
Thank you.
Dr. Hoy just came back into the room. Marcus, Dr. Hoy, do either of you guys have any last-minute questions for the great and powerful Steve Dodge?
I think you've just been great. I'm not that powerful.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see what's next.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next announcement.
Give us about a week. I think you're going to be excited.
Well, hey, we're on every Monday. If you want to jump in for a quick guest spot, we'll make room for you, guaranteed.
Well, let's not pencil that in just yet. But
I'll leave the ball in your court. It's been checked, and it's in your court.
I say thank you all very, very much for helping us to get this project off the ground. And yeah, disc golf is bigger and better because you guys exist.
Well, thank you very much for the kind words, Steve. I will look forward to the next opportunity we get to catch up with you for sure. And you and yours stay safe and happy and healthy, and we'll catch you next time.
Likewise, back at you.
See you, buddy.
Good night. See ya.
Bye.
So, yeah, we can carry forward. Just a couple of us now. We maybe touch a little bit more on some local things. Marcus, what's going on at the Sapphire Lounge, buddy?
Oh, I'm in your favorite chair. Woo, man. I'm not usually right here. I feel like I'm not pointing. I wish you were pointing. I feel like Jean-Luc Picard, you know. I feel like the captain. I'm in the captain's chair. Finally, I got all the lights on me, you know. I can stretch my arms out and all that good stuff. Only thing I'm missing right now is actually Jay. I need somebody to cheers and drinks with. I don't have.
You need somebody to sit over your shoulder and try to derail your process. Yeah. Keep it warm for me,
and
brother.
a nice shirt, Marcus. Nice shirt.
I kept meaning to say it, dude. I did notice. You're the man. Yeah.
Representing, of course. Yeah, thank you.
I've got
Cat Dad. Aw. I get it.
Yeah, man. Crazy times, crazy week. We're getting ready to kick things back into full swing.
I feel sad. I'm gonna miss the Music City the bag tag.
Well, you'll be there in spirit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we had to get things going. I know that's a conflict with a lot of people in the club with the Tennessee State disc golf, but we got so many activities that we got to get in.
So much room for activities.
We have to.
Not very much room for activities. I think that's just where we're at, dude. If you're likely to get your feelings hurt by a scheduling conflict, you're not gonna make it the rest of this year. I mean, and
I get to go and play against Logan and DJ and Chris Dickerson, and you know, whoa.
Yeah, dude, I'm stoked. I mean, like, you're falling on the sword, and actually, you know, it's important that we send a national representation up there to TN States, dude, and pickings were slim this year, so I think.
Dude, I was gonna tell you, if you look on the Tennessee State for the via the PDGA, I'm the only person from Nashville.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Did you see that? Like, I was like, I had to go. It's like there's only one person.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you've got like Nashville golfers registered for the tournament, but not like, you know what I mean? Like, you're technically like
nobody lives in the heart.
CBB, Chase Van Berkeley, Spring Hill, Justin Bonnell, Smyrna.
Yeah.
John Lynn, shout out, White Bluff, represent.
Fan of John Lynn.
Representing White Bluff.
John Lynn's out of Cookville, isn't he? Yeah, he lives in Cookville.
Well, it says White Bluff, but he maybe I don't know what the.
Who knows? I could be just wrong.
Oh, and of course Harper out of Brentwood.
All right, yeah, Harper.
Straight out of Brentwood.
Brentwood's Nashville. Come on now, shut your mouth.
Yeah. Shout out to Harper, man. We want to see big things.
Yep.
There are over almost 20 players at 1,000 rated.
It's gonna be a good show, man. We got boots on the ground. We might have to have you do a little correspondent work while you're in the field.
Oh, I can't wait.
No, Marcus Rogers in the field.
You got to show me how to use the other microphone. I got another microphone.
Yeah, take your lapel mic.
I want to see. I want to see Hauke in this tournament. I would like to see.
I want to see Hauke there too. Hauke needs to
but
go.
I think is at the. I don't know if he signed up for the bag tag or.
Well, you got to show me how to use this mic, okay? I've got this extra microphone. I'm pretty sure I can. Mic it up.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, if you plug a cord into it, and then there's probably a way you could turn it on.
We're gonna practice with it, okay? We're gonna practice. I'm gonna be ready.
Cool.
But will I be ready for the disc golf round? That's the most important thing.
Yeah, don't sacrifice too much of the mental real estate, Marcus. You got to represent now.
Right before
the
round. Hey, do you guys mind if I commentate on this round while we play?
Color commentary on your backswing.
All right. I will Facebook Live my first 2 holes.
Ooh,
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds reasonable.
Are you familiar with the courses? Have you?
I played Panther when they first, I guess, originated when it was first created. So maybe like 3 years ago now, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I also
And
haven't been.
I think Basinger Disc Golf Channel recorded a couple of those Tennessee State championships, so there should be some good video. At least you can, when people are in the practicing, I got to get my video in so I can, study the holes.
I can't remember if it's 17 or 8. I'm sure it's 18. Hole 18 at Panther. There's this amazingly long, wide hyzer with the street to your right. The first time I played it, I took a turn and just told myself, I'm going to put it on a hyzer. It's 400-foot shot, trees to your left. It's really smooth. And I launched it so far over the street, out of bounds. I don't even know if I found that disc. So the only thing I want to do when I get back to Panthers is actually play that hole just so I can say, look what I've done in the last 2 years. I've gotten so much better. I can tame you now. I'm going to go tame the Panther.
And also, I saw David Tang had chimed in that he said your son walked his first disc golf round. I wanted to get back around and asking you about that.
Yeah, I saw those pictures.
I saw some of the posts. Yeah.
I was wondering how the little man would handle his first disc golf round, and he did quite well. I guess I carried him maybe half the time, but the other half of the time he was definitely outrunning, trying to figure out what we were doing. The funniest thing, we get to hole 2 at Baby Cane. And of course, it's my baby. I was like, I guess I got to take him to Baby Cane. That'd be fitting right for his first disc golf course. So we get to hole 2. And my disc is kind of like under the basket. It's got 2 steps before you can actually put it in there. And my son gets up to put the disc in the basket because that's what he knows how to do that. I mean, out of all things, I'm so happy he knows how to do that. And he goes up on the second to last step before you can get to the basket and tries to put the disc in. And it doesn't go in. And the little kid, I kid you not, the little kid goes, and me,
he already knows that.
And Kyle Wagner, we had the biggest laugh, like, oh my God, he's got the disc golf reaction.
Yeah.
Oh man, so already a disc golfer.
That's gonna happen, man. One step away, and that's a tough one.
I've got to get his PDGA number this year,
dude.
Yes. Yes.
Let me do that for you. I've been doing it for all my friends' kids. I haven't gotten you. I'll take care of MJ.
Okay.
I'll send you a message after the show. Yeah, we'll split it or something. Podcast gift to MJ.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Podcast sponsor, man. I want to go ahead and invest.
That's our first team member. Make sure.
Oh man, I can't wait till he sees this episode in the future when he's like 18 or 19.
We'll get a little cartoon MJ face for a custom stamp for the podcast, like inside the Music City Disc Golf Ring or something. I think that could be $1 million idea right there.
That can take off, man. That can really take off.
The way the ladies flock to that little kid, I'm pretty sure disc golfers would buy a disc with his face on it.
Yeah,
90% sure. 90% of the time, it'll work every time.
90% of the time, of course. But no, man, it was a good day. I like that course because it's totally covered, because him being so young, I don't want to be out in the sun too much. And that course has the perfect amount of coverage, and it's just short enough, And David and Kyle are great with kids, and we just had a good time. Kyle now lives up north in Kentucky. So he just came down to play a disc golf round, and that's how it happened. It was a good day. We picked a good day. And the little boy, I tell you, as soon as we made it to the car, I gave him his cell phone because I wanted him to sleep at home. So I wanted him to make it all the way home. He didn't make it out the parking lot. He was asleep.
That was my favorite picture, dude. Hard. He was just...
Oh, yeah.
That's how I am. If I'm not driving, coming back from a disc golf tournament, I'm just like,
let
me catch some Z's on the side of the window.
Blast the AC, turn on the heated seat, and just try to keep your eyes open.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah, big stuff coming up. I'm so excited to get back out to the WNT, man. I feel like my life, like,
Yes.
that's like the one constant in my life the last 5 years is like there's always the WNT. And for the last 2-3
Yeah.
months, there's no WNT. I don't know what to do with myself. And I need at least one time every week to sit down with Dr. Hoy and get his reassurance that I'm not going to stroke out and everything's going to be okay. So,
I got a list. Already got a list of questions.
good.
Man.
Good.
Details, writing them down.
Yeah, I think we're almost to that point where we're going to have all the T's dotted and the I's crossed, and we'll just kind of be able to hit that last little apex of the peak and coast. But it's just been a whole lot of stuff constantly getting added to the plate. I mean, for the last 2 months since we started first trying to figure out what it was going to look like when we started playing golf again. And
yeah, I think just having the dates of a lot of these tournaments, we know that there's unfortunately no NTs this year, unfortunately no Worlds. But now I feel like people are going to start remaking their schedules. I know they've kind of been in place, but now it can really – that was the last block. The Worlds being canceled was the last piece of the puzzle for a lot of people's, a lot of the touring pros schedule. So I feel like we're going to be looking for people and coming through Tennessee States, you know, they may be coming through Nashville and going back out to other after Tennessee States. I'm not sure what the next, I guess the Emporia, the Dynamic Disc Open is. I mean, there's a couple new events. So people are going to have to change a little bit for that. There's a couple reschedulings, but people are going to figure it out because they want to play disc golf.
Yep. I'm really excited about MCO now because we know, I mean, I'm not excited about there not being a world championship, but with there not being a world championship and with Jonesboro being the weekend after us, and the way everything is falling, you know, I really think that we might have a huge field at MCO this year, and I think we might get a lot of high-rated players because they're just going to be looking for places to get points and cash. So,
yeah.
We already have quite a few big names signed up, and I just spoke with Jonathan Poole the other day and confirmed that MCO is still going to be a USDGC qualifying event. So
Nice.
we got that going for us. So you heard it here, folks. Lots of reasons to come to Nashville in September.
Yeah, we have 14,000 rated in the Open. We have 34 people registered right now. I don't see Marcus on there yet, but I'm sure he'll be ready to go by that point.
Mm-hmm.
By that point, well before. After this weekend, my next paycheck, I will be signing up for the Music City Open.
Dramatic
Oh.
pause. No, man, I
Announced.
totally feel you because
Dropping the knowledge.
I totally feel you because, and that was part of the reason why we rolled back entry fees, man. This whole thing has thrown everybody for a loop financially, and $100 plus for a disc golf tournament right now doesn't look as doable for a lot of people as it did before, and you know, and we still want everybody to be able to play. We don't want everybody to have to take more hits by by having all the disc golf tournaments come back, and then now they can't afford to play them. So, yeah, totally understand. It's also another benefit to us having our registration open as long as it's been open. You know, people have had an opportunity to kind of see it fluctuate, see how it's changed.
Yeah, we are at 186 out of a possible 600. So it's one of those where we're starting to fill up a lot of spots, but we got plenty available.
Yep. Good time to remind everybody, the bag tag coming up this Sunday is pre-registration only, and we're thinking we're closing registration down Saturday at noon. Is that what we talked about, Dr. Hoy?
Yeah, it closes down at noon, and then tee times will be made after that. We got to wait and make sure we got everybody in the field before making tee times, because a couple people drop or add, then it's not worth making it before then. So we'll get those out there. I think we have currently 90 people signed up, and we have a possible 185. So
Room to double.
You know, room to double, but it may be. I'll have to see, because right now, since it's unsanctioned, we're going to do, we can safely do 5 people in a group. So I'll have to look at the numbers once we close registration and see if should we try to do 4 in a group, or should we do 5 in a group and end earlier, or what, we'll have to see how that works out.
I mean, if we don't need to have 5 people on a group, if there's not a specific reason that we need that, then we just keep it to 4s. It'll still, run at a reasonable rate of time.
Yeah, because I think 4 in a group, we'd have a total. We could have, I think 148 people in the field, and 5 in the group we can have 185.
Yeah.
So we'll see if those last that amount of people. But usually people sign up late, so I'm expecting a lot of sign up push Friday and Saturday morning.
Oh yeah,
so.
Absolutely. And I've already been getting a couple of these. I'll go ahead and give you this real quick if you've got a way to take down a quick note. I spoke with Lance Kirby today, and he would like to play with Jody Franklin, Farm Fresh, Billy Fowler, and Michael Mercado if we have 5s. So if we only do 4s, one of those guys is going to know who's the low man on the totem pole.
Wait, you said Jody Franklin, Michael Mercado.
Yeah, Billy Fowler and Farm Fresh and Lance. That's the requested 5-some. But yeah,
Well, I guess we're doing 5s.
That's what I'm saying. If we end up with only enough people and we only do 4s, then Lance is going to have to tell me which one of them is his least favorite friend.
I just put that on the notes. Yeah, if anybody has any requests, I'm just putting them on the notes of the sign up. But Lance, you will be holding the U-Disc for that round. So just throwing it out there. Get your phone charged up. You'll be having the U-Disc scorecard for that.
Yeah. So,
they've got cell phones out there that connect with the U-Disc. If you get a smartphone, you can actually use the U-Disc app via your smartphone to update the score. I do it myself, and also Gary Martin. We also do it. He's got an iPhone, and I've got the Android Fossil watch.
Wow, a computer in your phone.
You don't say.
Well, you can get up and throw. You don't have to whip the phone out every.
You don't have to start fires by rubbing your fingers together to send smoke signals with a animal hide that you killed with your bare hands. I mean,
well, that would be so much more fun and more entertaining.
One of the things I've noticed is people that we never thought could get PayPal have been using PayPal to sign up.
Billy Fowler pre-registered
There's a technology revolution. Technology going on.
Billy Fowler is pre-registering for stuff now, so the world is in trouble.
Watch out.
Yep. I'm telling you, like when people like Billy Fowler start showing up on disc golf scene registration, I'm starting to look at the rest of y'all that are asking for special consideration. Like, I mean, what's going on?
Yeah.
But not to point fingers at anybody. I mean, I totally get if you can. Honestly, man, if you have made it to this point without jumping on that digital social media existence wagon, don't do it now. Stay in your lane, because before you know it, we're all going to wish back to a time when we could have made a decision to go a different direction. So.
Ride it out.
Yeah, ride it out. I mean, I will always do anything that Steve Hardy asks me to do, including put him on a registration list and let him pay me however he needs to. So, but
all I'm saying
not
is
all of you.
There's 5 people signed up.
Not all of you are Steve
MP50.
Hardy, and not all of you have earned those favors.
There's 5 people signed up in MP50, and 3 of them still need to pay. So that's all. All I'm saying right there.
Well, at least we're tracking the demographics. We know what's going on there. So.
Exactly. There's also a person signed up in MA2, Bill McRaskell, that needs to pay.
That guy, I mean, from parts unknown, and I'm not sure about that dude. He hangs out with some nefarious folks, and I hear that he's dangerous. He's a ne'er-do-well. He's a rabble rouser, a good for nothing, if you will.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We might have to really keep our ban radar open for that guy. You never know with him. He's liable to do anything. So.
And we're trying to get the UDisc Leaderboard League app. We have applied for that. So if we had that, that would be cool because then people could follow it and the whole leaderboard would be updated continuously.
Right.
So we're working on that.
Yeah.
So we're
cool. Always working on something. For
That's
right
true.
now, the plan is going to be to carry on with our initial plan of using we'll submit digital scorecards from UDisc, or you can use the PDGA app for the bag tags and stuff. For the sanctioned events, it's no worries. We can use Tournament Manager. But yes, so that's where we're at. You guys, another thing to mention as we're kind of winding down here, WNT again is back this week. So day after tomorrow, Wednesday night, come out to Seven Oaks. Probably be there by 4:30 to start signing up, sending people out.
I was thinking, then I'm like, I'm not gonna try it.
Come on to Seven Oaks 4:30 Wednesday night, and we'll.
I think you got to go all out with it, like
YMCA.
The YMCA.
What's a W though? Is that the W? Because if that's the Y, is that the W?
How do you make it in?
I feel like I'm on Michael Jackson video right now.
Yeah.
Break it down now. Show them you got soul.
I don't know why I'm just shaking.
Will's having a seizure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Will's finally stroking out.
No.
Yes, WNT is back. We'll have everything out. We'll have tags. We got some little guitar picks. We got goodies, T-shirts, posters.
Guitar picks.
We got guitar picks. I got them, bruh. I got them. I even found the E1 and E2 picks, and I got a bunch of MCO picks. So I'm giving them out with business cards.
Yeah.
It's great.
Solid.
Yep. So WNT is going to be really exciting. I'm so excited for WNT to be back. And then, of course, the bag tag on Sunday. Some work on Saturday just fell into my lap. So I'll be doing some stuff Saturday. If anybody's looking for something to do, I could use a couple extra strong hands. But I'm not going to announce what I'm doing on this public channel yet. We'll save the big reveal on that for next week's episode, Monday. Speaking of next week, I'm really, really excited for next week's episode, episode 84, because I can confirm that we are going to be joined by at least one half of Eat Sleep Disc. Hopefully we'll get Chris Pierce and Jeff Van Heiser for an Eat Sleep Disc episode, but Jeff and Tabitha are getting married at some point in the very near future, if I haven't already missed it. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Eat Sleep Disc, which, if you guys don't know what Eat Sleep Disc is, that's an awesome company out of Birmingham, Alabama. My first sponsor, Eat Sleep Disc. They've sponsored a bunch of my friends, Alan Posey, Jeff Castellina. Just a really awesome company running really awesome events and doing awesome things down in Alabama. Roll Tide. And yeah,
Farm Fresh.
Yeah. that was exclusively for Freshie.
One of my favorite pullovers is actually an Eat Sleep Disc. Hopefully I can have it when we do the episode, because it's definitely one of my favorite disc golf pullovers. It's old school. I got it from Justin Kritzer back when he was my roommate back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, ESD has been around for a minute, dude, and they have done some really awesome stuff. There's a lot of events that are staple events in Alabama now that they are behind. You've got the Cooper Green, you've got all sorts of stuff. And I'm really interested to talk to them about stuff going on at Kudzu Cove, because Kudzu Cove is a new course down there that's getting a lot of love, and it looks phenomenal. Just really beautiful place. But, the Alabama brethren always have some fun stuff going on, so it'll be good to catch up with them. Yeah. And once again, mention Independence doubles, bring your own partner doubles going on. This year we're going to be at White House. Independence doubles at the White House. So it's going to be awesome.
Oh,
The White House. Yep. No protesting, but you're going to the White House, huh?
You can protest by banging chains, baby. That's the only protesting allowed at White House.
Yeah, I like it. Stamp it.
What up, Austin? Austin's just over here. Like, I don't know, man. Austin's like, I don't know if he's the only person left in the chat, but he's just like on it. He's like definitely.
We got Chris Yelvington.
Yep, we got Chris Yelvington. What up, Chris?
Shout out to Full Flight Discs.
What up, Chris?
Yeah, Full Flight. By the way, Chris, since you're watching, how about those text messages that we sent each other and then just completely forgot about a couple weeks ago? Let's catch up. But I just remembered it too, buddy. It's okay. Yeah, so lots of cool stuff coming up. Independence doubles at White House. I've got a flyer in the works. I've got a stamp in the works. Dr. Hoy, that's another thing for our mini board meeting on Wednesday night. We got to probably place an order for Independence dubs. I should have the stamp approved by then. So Independence dubs, and we got to finalize caddy book stuff for MCO so Jared can get to work on the app. But yeah, Independence dubs. We also got Socially Distance at Ogwood coming up the 27th and 28th of June. That's going to be singles on Saturday. Bring your own partner doubles on Sunday. Registration for both is live on Disc Golf Scene. Get excited about going back to Ogwood to play some disc golf. Then immediately just after that, Independence dubs, and then the weekend of July 11th and 12th, straight out of quarantine. 6th annual All Good at Ogwood, Saturday, July 11th. E3 makeup for the 2020 MCDG Bag Tag Series at Ogwood, Sunday, July 12th. A whole weekend at Ogwood, and you know how much fun that is because we do it once or twice every year anyway. So,
have you ever camped out at Ogwood?
Never.
I have. I literally took a tent and I camped between hole 18, before the first bridge, down at the bottom.
Let me tell you about some of the places I've slept at Ogwood. One year, nobody would leave me alone, so by the time I got the board set on Saturday night, I got in the Jeep and I drove way out to Tom's Corner where we set the tent basket out for the alternate on hole 4. Where it cuts over to the corner. And I went down in that little bowl where that basket sits, and I parked the Jeep there. That's where I slept. I've slept just underneath the carport right out back of the house. Dr. Hoy found me there this last year.
Nice.
It was funny because I called him and I saw his phone light up in his Jeep, and he hit silence and just laid back down. I was right outside his Jeep.
I had my window down.
He was like, "Oh man!"
I had my window down, so he taps and he goes, "Morning, buddy." I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man? I'm just resting my eyes."
It was funny because I also on that had some Faygo for Alan Posey.
Yeah,
he requested it. They have Faygo at the Speedway,
and they do
for his outfit. You have to ask him about that.
Og is life. Yeah. Another year, I migrated over and to an unoccupied space. Got the Jeep positioned in a nice little spot. Felt like everything was on the up and up, and of course, had just gotten to sleep about an hour and a half prior to being awakened. I don't think awoken is a word.
Awakened
by a screaming rooster 5 feet from my open window of the Jeep.
No, nature,
dude. I had parked right next to the chicken coop. And
no.
But it was totally my fault. But I was ready to make some chicken for breakfast that morning because no rest for the wicked on that one. But that's not even the weirdest thing, dude. I remember one year, there was like 5-6 people that were signed up to play the Bell Witch Open on Sunday, and we couldn't find any of them. I mean, there was more people than that signed up to play the Bell Witch Open, but we couldn't find like 5 or 6 of them. Stone had completely disappeared. Stone Smith was gone. Nobody knew where he was. We didn't find him until the second round had already started, and somebody just happened to go in the garage and found him underneath the cushions on a couch in the garage. What happens at Ogwood may not stay at Ogwood, but it makes for good stories.
It's funny because there's a lot of other stories that won't be told on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good one.
I'll probably end up telling them all at some point.
That's a safe one.
I have to also mention the summer solstice.
Yep.
Sandwiched in there.
Yeah, probably a good time to mention everybody some layout stuff. We've been going back and forth about that, but
Yeah.
Hit him with the
Yeah.
deets there, Dr. Hoy.
Uh,
Or should I
well,
hit him with the deets?
basically, it's on June 20th, and it's going to be tee times from 8 to 3:30. Groups of 4. It's a sanctioned C tier. We've lowered the entry fees for our events this year, and take a look on DG Scene. Get signed up at 26 people. We got a cap of 148. It's going to be one round of 21 holes. And for layout, if you can talk about the layout a little bit, Will.
Yeah, so we've kind of gone back and forth on this, but with the capabilities being what they are at Seven Oaks, having 2 sets of baskets in most places, we figured that we can make this really user-friendly for all levels of play. So silvers right now are in the shorter positions, and we're going to leave those there. So intermediate and below are going to play to the silver baskets, and then intermediate and above, the higher divisions, are going to play to the oranges. And I've spoken to Mike McDaniel, and I believe that as of right now, everything is kind of sort of where it's going to be for the solstice. He did mention that he had some thoughts on moving a few of the oranges around just to kind of make things a little more interesting for the more advanced players. But he did say that he would let me know once he had kind of locked all that down, so that I could inform our captive audience that it's all good to go out there and start practicing for the solstice. So really excited about that one too, man. Our first PDGA event back since the shutdown, and it was a hard fought one because it took a lot of just due diligence to get our sanctioning back. I mean, it was still going to happen with or without the sanctioning, but we always try to have at least one sanctioned showcase event at our mainstay courses every year, Seven Oaks, Cedar Hill, Cane Ridge.
And I will say that, Will, you were on a phone call with the mayor's office getting some extra details put in. And I know Rod Norton worked really hard on getting Tennessee as a state sanctioned. I know that, so,
I got to be 100% honest, man.
You guys worked.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did what I could, but I think that the majority of our thanks are owed to HB Clark. And
yes, HB Clark as well. Yeah, sorry.
Well, no, I mean, just at the end of the day, I mean, there was a lot of us that were putting in as much effort and phone calls and stuff and texts and emails as we possibly could. But at the end of the day, I mean, having somebody in your corner that has 30 plus years of disc golf experience and that level of connections and knowing what tree to shake to get the right nuts to fall out of it. I mean, that goes all that credit goes to HB for sure, because he was able to get a state senator attached to our cause, and that was really what was the final piece in the puzzle to getting us our sanctioning back was Executive Order 38 from the governor's office specifically listed disc golf as a non-contact sport that could reasonably continue under social distancing restrictions. So, obviously HB's been around. We all know and love HB for lots of stuff, but we do owe him a debt of gratitude for getting that done. I mean, clearly he was invested in the situation himself, as he had an A tier coming up. So, he was really hoping to get that squared away before then also, but that's a big win for everybody in Tennessee, the ability for us to keep playing sanctioned events this year. I think that's it's good stuff.
Good stuff for sure. Disc golf pup.
Team,
thank you very much.
Disc golf.
Good job.
Golf snaps.
Team disc golf. Golf snaps.
Looks like there's 34 states that are sanctioned right now. But my home state of Kentucky, where y'all at?
I'm really surprised by some of the states that haven't opened back up yet, man. Kentucky being one of them. Pennsylvania, dude. Pennsylvania is no joke. Like, they are super serious about COVID-19. It's not looking like, I mean,
they're open. Pennsylvania's
Are
open.
they on the sanctioning list now?
Yep. 5/28.
It must be just like a local area thing then, because I was just on a phone call with Derek Skull from Gatekeeper not too long ago, and he was saying that they're in Philadelphia area. There's no end in sight. Now that could have changed since the phone call, I guess, but They were very concerned about.
It's on the list.
Okay, cool. I stand corrected.
Cool.
Illinois is on the list. I know that there was a Chicago.
There was an area
was
of
a tough
concern
one with that.
Yeah.
Alaska. I know that was one of the early ones. I know there's a event there in July, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's trying to see which ones were just added, but South Carolina looks like it's just added. Nevada,
Yeah.
Nevada.
Nebraska, Montana.
So all of a sudden, everywhere's
Montana.
Boston. Nevada, Nebraska.
Michigan, Maine. There was a big event in Maine. Iowa, Delaware. So they got their, yeah. So I mean,
Yep.
it's on.
It's on and popping. Good things for the rest of the year for sure. What else was I going to mention tonight? Because I think we're about at the end of our rope. Lots of good stuff coming, guys.
Was there any work days or anything coming up? Or we're still working on?
Yeah, we need to.
When those.
We need to go ahead and make a plan for. I think we're definitely going to have to get out to Shelby on the weekend of the 13th and 14th. So not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. Anybody that's still watching, try and save some free time the weekend of June 13th and 14th. We've got a bag tag at Shelby coming up pretty quick. And as many of you are aware, that course could use a little TLC. Shout out to Sean Googe, who's been kind of keeping eyes on everything out there, and Joseph Shearer and company that have been helping out. I know Sean has tried to move some of the baskets recently and was met with some resistance in the form of things actually in the sleeves resisting the insertion of the basket. So I have it on good recommendation that like a bulb digger for tulip bulbs, like a hole digger for tulip bulbs, is a great tool to clear out blocked sleeves. So I'm going to try and procure one of those, and hopefully we can clean out some of those baskets. But I was just talking to Lance, and he said that there's a certain kind of a tool, like almost like an auger type bit that you can put on a cordless drill, and it cleans them right out. So maybe we just like usual NASA style, double up, get one of each, and let's try and get them cleared out. But yeah, the weekend.
You use like a snake, like something used for toilets.
No clue, buddy.
Hey.
Not my area of expertise.
Good thing it's not mine.
I'll leave that to the professionals. You guys get me out there working on that stuff. As far as trying to figure it out,
I'll push or pull whatever you tie to me, but leave the decision.
I'm a doctor, not a plumber, guys.
Jesus, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a pool man.
If the disc golf basket gets COVID-19, then I'll step in.
Oh, good times.
Oh man, we went off the deep end right there, guys.
Yeah. We're losing it.
Yep, good time to call it. Man, I'm glad you guys made it on tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Good job
that we didn't make it.
Shout out to Jay Skinner. I believe he just got a new car.
Yep.
So
that's why he wasn't with us
make
tonight.
sure you.
He has the safest car in the world. It's like a Subaru or something.
I forget what it was. He was looking at a few different ones. I forget what he actually ended up settling on.
It's like 3 rows, pearl
it's
white.
Baller,
Subaru
dude.
Outback.
It's baller. It looks so clean.
Yeah.
I bet
Jay, I'm gonna need to borrow your car to help me move a disc golf basket.
I mean, I'm going to Tennessee State. He might as well just let me borrow the car, take it down to Tennessee State, put it on the interstate for a couple minutes.
That's a good idea. Get everything moving, at interstate speed, and get a road trip in there early to make sure it's working.
I'm going to cycle the engine for you.
Hey.
You know how you take your car to get the emissions test and it's like, no, you're not ready. You need to drive like another 2 miles or something. Like, what? I'm here now.
You gotta
exactly.
You gotta let that code reset.
No. But what if my check engine light comes on when I get back?
Yeah, right. That means it's reset.
That means it's ready.
Yeah, that means it's cooked. No, speaking of new vehicles, dude, we got a new Clubmobile, the Burgundy Beast.
Nice.
I don't have a picture to put up on it of it up here, on here because I didn't import it, but I've got my in-laws' '95 Plymouth Voyager minivan. This thing can hold 4 people, 2 baskets, pop-up tent, tables, feather flags, you name it. I can put everything in this thing, and it is going to be
Awesome.
primo. It's going to be the new tournament transport. Thinking about getting it vinyl wrapped.
I like to hear.
So I can take the Plymouth to Tennessee State. This
Well, right now it doesn't really look like much, but once we get the vinyl wrap, get the.
Hey, how would you feel about renting a Ford Fusion?
Well, here's the thing. My water
Based on
pump
that
just went
reaction
out on my-
alone, well, I think that's somebody's calling me right now with another.
No, man, I gotta find a different vehicle. No, actually, I'm gonna take my brother's. So my brother, he drives a red Honda Accord. I'm like, ooh, it's red. Ugh. He said I can take it down to Tennessee Stakes, or I can just ride with Justin and Mikey, and bunk with who am I bunking with? Donnie Wicks, DJ.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like either drive down in a red coupe or catch a ride with the homeboys.
I'm sure somebody's going to catch a ride with.
Yeah, there's a handful of people he could easily jump in with. Everybody loves Marcus. Come on now.
Be like, I'll be an entertaining road trip companion. I'll tell stories.
That'd be a great road
I
trip.
really just don't want to drive a red car all the way across the state. I'm like,
I can't believe that's a road trip I haven't taken yet. That's a bucket list one for sure.
You know, I might
Yeah.
just, if I do drive, I'm going to knock off a bucket list. I'm going to go play Harmon Hills.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, yes.
If I was out there, that would be a stop I would make for sure. Well, guys, anything else we haven't talked about that we need to mention?
No, man, I think we've covered it. Birdie Disc Golf board game, man.
Oh.
That was exciting to
We
see
had
the
an
unboxing.
We did an
We
unboxing.
got the
yeah.
exclusive unboxing.
Yeah. I'm waiting. I need to get one of those little soundboard apps and put some effects in there.
Yeah, we got to do it.
Yeah.
You know what would be really
Sure.
funny and fitting is if we programmed all the sounds by like making them with our voices and saved them, and then we're triggering we're triggering sounds that we still made with our.
Oh yeah, hey Zach, man, I've missed the beatboxing before the show, man. I really missed it.
Yeah, dude, we got off of that. That's really unfortunate.
Well, we could. I could take us out with a little
Yeah,
bit.
let's do it.
You got COVID. I can't hear you. That sound went out. Like
Of course,
the same
we
time
lost
you
him.
tried.
He was like, nope, no beatboxing for you.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Outro. Music City Disc Golf. We had Steve on the show. We had Birdie Disc Golf game.
I don't know, we're way out.
Outro.
It's way harder to do this remotely than it is to do it all in the Sapphire Lounge.
It is. It's so much easier when you guys are in the Sapphire Lounge with me.
Next week, a return to the beatboxing. Next week, we'll do it.
Yes.
We'll do it for sure.
We'll get it right.
Bleep, bleep, bleep. All right, I love you guys. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
It's been real. It's been fun.
Peace.
It's been real fun.
Shout out to Freddie. Don't forget about Freddie. Freddie says
Marcus just dipped out without
Hey.
saying bye. Oh, okay.
bye. Oh, no, he didn't.
No,
He's like, I'm done.
I had to bring Freddie in here. See ya.
Peace out,
All right,
Freddie.
guys. Have a good night. See ya.
Later, guys.
Peace out.
Peace.
Let the bass kick.